I'm gonna throw my memories away. Now I feel I'm done, and I am cursed by every day till my time is gone. I've never felt this way before, and now I know this all for sure. I won't forget your last betray. I'll never forget this day. Forget this day. I'll never forget this day. I'll never forget this day. I'm gonna throw my memories away. Now I feel I'm done, and I'm cursed by every day till my time is gone. I've never felt this way before, and now I know this all for sure. I won't forget your last betray. I'll never forget this day.
I see the constellations. They remind me that this life cannot be lost forever. I watch my generation. It's so evident this world will soon be gone. Will soon be gone. Can we leave for tonight? Run away. Let's run away, run away. Can we get out of sight? Fly away. Let's run away, run away. Let's run away, run away, run away. Let's run away,
We really have to talk about the DJ and why he keeps blaring the music at us when it's not supposed to be going. Hello everyone! Good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining us today, right here, right now. Season 15, Round 3 of Odyssey Racing League GT Europe. pros, AMs, and rookies. It's been a pretty interesting past 2 rounds already. First round was at Spa-Francorchamps. Round 2 was at Watkins Glen. Winners for last week. Do we have any? So the only consistent winner that we have over the first 2 rounds, and hopefully maybe even in the 3rd round today, we'll see who that is. Tim Flake, number 910, has been on the podium for the past 2 rounds. And let's see if Tim can keep it for the 3rd round. Right now, I'm board with James Seal, the number 551 Ferrari. So it is a little bit harder to see on your screen today, but it is a rainy, greasy track and race for us today. It's going to be 21 minutes of qualifying totals. That's going to be 10 minutes for the rookies here, and then 10 minutes for the Pro-Am drivers right after them. A couple of times already starting to come in for the rookie drivers here on pole position. I believe that's Victoras. Yes, so Victoras in pole position with the 145.302, the number 303 Porsche. Barely beating out Roy Reiner in the 111 Lamborghini by 0.2 of a second there. So that would leave Roy Reiner with a 145.505, I believe. And in P3, Torsten Newman, who actually just got that spot taken away from him by Jocko. Jocko in the AMG, 478 AMG, with a time of 145.777s across the board there. Very interesting times for some of these rookie drivers. The times are going to be a little bit slower, especially because of the greasy, wet conditions here on the track at Kyalami. Trying to get the name of the drivers here. So we do have a couple of drivers also starting from the pits. I believe it is 5 total starting from the pits for today. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. It's 6 drivers that will be starting from the pits today. Thomas Hudak, Robert Logan, Emery Sunmez, David Humphreys, Barry Dunn, and Christian Havrilla. So all of those drivers will be starting from pits, either due to penalty points accrued or driver car changes. Now, it does look like Victoras is going to be the car to beat. James Seal, who we are on board with, was able to take P3. However, Victoras in the Porsche still up front. About 4 minutes, 37 seconds left in qualifying for the rookies. We're going to see if any of them can improve. Now, we do have some drivers to watch, of course. In the pro sections, we do have Tim Flake. Tim, the number 910, is, in the 910 Audi, is one of the cars to watch. He is consistently on the podium these past 2 rounds. So let's see if he can keep it there as well. As well, here for the rookies, Roy Reiner and Victoras are both drivers to watch out for as well, because they are, after 2 rounds, tied for P1 with 1 win apiece. So Victoras winning the first round for GT Europe, while Roy Reiner winning the second round there at Watkins Glen last week. Gonna be going around and giving some of these liveries some love as well. We do have a pretty decent sized grid for today. 39 cars will be on track for the start of the race and the waving of the green flag. Kyalami, not a big track as well. It does look kind of big, however, not a lot of places to pass here at Kyalami, so the race is going to be very tight and very tough, especially with the rain and the slippery conditions. There's going to probably be more incidents than not here. On pole position now for the rookies, Roy Reiner taking that pole position spot. 144.775 for Roy. Yako in P2 with a 145.077, so not that far off. Victoras not able to improve their time, 145.302, so that's going to be putting Victoras in original pole 3 right under Yako. However, Martin Baca right behind Victoras, 145.322, so 2/100ths of a second. That is a very tiny little mistake that Victoras needs to make at the start of the race or here during qualifying, and Martin can just take that spot right from him. 1 minute, 46 seconds left in qualifying for the rookies here. And then we're going to see the pros and AMs take a swing at it. I may have spoken a little too loud there, Paul, so I do apologize. A little bit of commentator's curse coming out already for Paul there. Moving over to Jonathan Forward, the number 927 Ferrari, for Fitted UK Sim Sport here. Provisional pole 10. Their fastest time, 146.680. So it does my race control software is letting me know that it is 23 degrees Celsius in ambient temperature, 30 degrees Celsius on the track. It does say it is clear, however, you and I both know that it is lying because as we can see on the screen, it is a little bit of rain. So that is going to be a little bit of a forecast with some slight rain. It's going to keep the track nice and greasy as well. Normally when it rains, you do expect drivers to take rain tires. However, with the amount of rain and the track state that Kyalami is in right now and will be for the rest of the race, most drivers should be electing and opting to take their dry tires. Maybe putting up the pressures a little bit just because of the way the rain and water works here in ACC. It's not going to allow you to keep high temperatures in your tires and your brakes as well. So it's going to be pretty cold tires and temps. So normally what you do there is you just keep them at a very, very high base temp. So rookies, the pros and the AMs already coming out now. They were lining up there at the pit exit, excuse me. We're moving on over to Gabriel Alzatier for Baller Squad Racing, the number 78 Ferrari. Gabriel winning the first round here of Season 15 Odyssey Racing League at Spa. Absent for round 2, I believe, so Gabriel is going to be one of the drivers to watch out for here. He also did take the fastest time at Spa, while last round, the winner, Adam Westland, did not take fastest lap. So Gabriel is in the lead of the championship by only 2 points, and those 2 points are from having the fastest time on track. Ooh, so Adam Weston, a little bit of a reset there. Moving on over to Julian. Julian in the number 811 Porsche here. Orange and I don't want to. I was gonna say baby blue, but I don't think that's baby blue. Is that baby blue? It's not a sky blue. I'm gonna go with baby blue. In case you all didn't know, I'm terrible with names. I'm terrible with math. I'm terrible with colors. So you can thank my American education for that. But looking up at the board, no official times have been thrown down by the pros and ams. However, we are on board with a couple of the drivers, and they are coming across. It's the number 26 who's going to be first, I believe. So we're going to see where they stop off at. Number 26 is Bonus. So Bonus Charles in front of Julian, the number 811. Julian unable to get a qualifying lap down, or a valid qualifying lap down. We were keeping an eye on Bonus, number 26, who's able to move up. However, he is getting pushed down now because more of the pros and M's are starting to find their rhythm here on the wet and slippery Kyalami. Gabriel Alzachir moving up to provisional pole with the 144.065 for him. Regis Porcel, another driver that's going to be on our watch list in the Ford Mustang here for Blue Squad Community. P2 with a 144.077. I say that, and actually he's thrown back down to P3 because P2 is now being taken by Gabriel, who's actually now moved down to P3 because Tim Flagg was in pole position, but now Juan Diaz is taking pole position away from him. Juan Diaz 143.965. So that moves Regis from second all the way down to third, even to fourth, because Juan Diaz is now in provisional pole. That puts Tim Flagg in P2 and Gabriel Alzachir in P3. Mr. Ghost in the chat says it's turquoise. Turquoise? Yeah, So hold on, is turquoise blue green or green blue? Because I think aquamarine is like the opposite, right? So I think aquamarine is blue green and turquoise is green blue. If it is, I don't think it was turquoise either. It was too blue. I'm terrible with colors, but who's not terrible with colors and finding that purple color, which purple in the Delta means that you're the fastest time, goes back to Gabriel Alzachir, 143.522, barely beating out Regis by 0.2 of a second there. Looking at some of the rest of the drivers, Dean Solomon, P7 right now for him. The Canadian driver for Backroad GT Racing, the number 59 Porsche P7. The 144.317 for him. Hey, you leave my transitions out of it. You leave my transitions in peace. Speaking of transitions, 2 minutes and 27 seconds left in qualifying. It does look like Gabriel is going to be on top for now. I don't see anything in the deltas that would say otherwise. We do have Adam Westland, though, in P19, the number 65 Ferrari. Not able to get a solid time, 144.785 for Adam. However, he is up almost 1 full second up on the Delta. So that'll be throwing him a pretty good distance forward. And he does. He's able to cross the finish line, and that throws him from P19 all the way up into P7 for Adam Westland. Lucas Kupka, however, also fighting for position here. Lucas now in P4, the Prague Sim Group driver. Now in P4, 143.767. I say that, and then another driver pushes him down. So that's Regis Corsell now in P4. Sarkany Christian in P3, the number 193 Porsche. This is the black, red, and white Porsche now in P3. Sticking his nose into the podium spots right there at the last second. Juan Diaz still in P2, the Phantom Global Racing Porsche. And in P1, Gabriel Ozichir, who has elected to finish his qualifying a minute early. Is that going to be detrimental to his qualifying? It may or may not be. Tim Seb crossing the finish line, P7. Will have enough time to finish that last lap. However, Lucas up half a second up on the Delta, and that is a purple Delta for Lucas. So that's going to be putting Lucas in first if he's able to finish this lap off completely with no commentator's curse. Come on, no commentator's curse. I'm sorry, sports fans, but commentators' curses. There is no reasoning. There is no why. There is no please stop it. There is no please give him commentators' curse. It either happens or it doesn't. I have no control over the curse. If I did, it'd be amazing. It'd be a super amazing superpower to have, but it also something that is super to see. Lucas Kupka crossing the finish line. Is that going to give him P1? And that's not. That's going to give Lucas P5, because unfortunately that was not an official qualifying lap. But that is the end of the official qualifying time. A couple of drivers still out on track finishing their overtime laps. As of right now, in pole position, Gabriel Ozichir, the number 78 Ferrari for Baller Squad Racing in P1. P2, that is Juan Diaz, the number 21 Porsche for Phantom Global Esports. And then in P3, we have Tim Flagg, the number 910 Audi. However, a couple of drivers still not done yet. Julian Reef here, the number 811 for El Zapfo Racing. Coming over at Cheetah. Oh no, there it is. That's Cheetah. Crossing the last corner here. And elects to not finish the lap. Okay then. Moving on over to Kevin Draps for Drive-By GT Racing Team, the number 128 BMW, driven by the German pilot here. 144.395, their fastest time. However, it does look like they're going to be able to get a little bit of a faster time here because their Delta is up. So they're going to be qualifying higher than 17th by the looks of it. Yes, and that moves them all the way up to 13th for Kevin. Andy Purcell crossing the line as well. The number 20, the 25 gridded driver now P21. And Adam Westland moving on up to P9 and taking a little bit of a tumble into the wall there. Now we're going to be taking a little bit of a tumble to our intermission, and we'll be right back with some racing action.
You always seemed angry and mad, but I know deep down you are so sad. You are so sad. Happy people don't do shit like that. So stop dragging me down. So stop dragging me down. That's what you're here for. It's to make me miserable. I know you get joy out of it. You heard me, but call me the same names again. You know I never liked them, and that's so unforgivable. I know. Childhood. You hurt me and do it all over again. You ruined my childhood. You hurt me
And we are back, racing fans, for the starting grid walk here at Odyssey Racing League Season 15, Round 3 of GT Europe. Pros, AMs, and rookies. Here at the nice, cloudy, slightly rainy Kyalami, located in South Africa. Quick little fun fact. Kyalami in the local Zulu language means my home. In case you didn't know that. So welcome home, race fans. However, welcoming Gabriel Ozichir home to the pole provisional spot here. So that's Gabriel Ozichir in P1, the number 78 Ferrari for Baller Squad Racing. In P2, we have Juan Diaz, the Phantom Global Racing Porsche. In P3, Tim Flagg, the German driver in the Audi machinery. That's the 910 Audi to be exact. Sarkany Christian, the number 193 Porsche in P4. In P5, Regis Courcelle, the number 18 Ford Mustang for Blue Squad Racing in P5. In P6, Lukas Kupka. Lucas, the number 969 McLaren in P6 for Prague Sim Group. In P7, Tim Seb, the Daibon Motorsports Ferrari. In P8, Dario Villanello, the Sim Racing Team Ferrari here, the number 69 Ferrari to be exact. In P9, the number 65 Ferrari, driven by Adam Westland for Baller Squad Racing. In P10, we have Julian Reef for El Zapfo Racing. In P11, Dean Solomon, Backroad GT Racing, the number 59 Porsche in P11. In P12, right behind him, Bonus Charles, the number 26 Porsche in the light blue color scheme for Mama Africa Motorsports in P12. P13, Kevin Drabsch, the German driver in the German machinery for Drive-By GT3 Racing Team. In P14, Michael Hutchinson, the 322 Ferrari for Fitted UK Sim Sport. P15, Yuri Howling for Team Voltaic Racing. P16, we do have Mike Burkhoff in the Honda NSX Evo, the number 57 for Real Time Racing. P17, Nikita Masiuk for Scuderia Ferrari, the 959 Ferrari in P17. P18, Roy Reiner, number 111. And the leader for the rookies, in pole position for the rookies, Right behind him, Drew Barakovsky, the number 63 Lamborghini in P2 for the rookies, P19 overall. And P3 for the rookies, P20 overall, Jaakko Hankavori for Aloha Frost, the number 478 AMG in provisional pole 3 for the rookies. Andy Purcell, the number 422 Ferrari for Fitted UK Sim Sport in P21. P22, Martin Baca, number 552. In P23, Victoras for Wright Motorsports, number 303 Porsche, the very, very nice green and yellow striped livery as well. Joran Salvikus, Joran's in the 728 Mercedes AMG. In P24, James Seal, the number 551 Ferrari. In P25, we have Terry Dunn, the number 80 BMW. In P26, Jonathan Forward. In P27, Miguel Cizeron. In P28, Paul Dickinson. P29, Torsten Newman. P20, Sebastian Schreier. P31, Luke Berthet. P32, Matthew Duthie. And P33 last on the track, but not least, Alanis Karis. So there we are. We're getting a nice little view of the drivers going side by side now. We're going to see them line up in the second to last corner here. We're going to get a nice little visual of that green flag dropping for us. So coming through Cheetah now, all the drivers, you're going to see the pit entrance and entrance on the right side. However, the drivers are going to be lining up side by side, getting ready and turning that last corner known as Ingwe, waiting for that green flag to drop. And that does look like that might be the green flag when it happens. We're going to be keeping an eye out and hoping everybody gets a good start. There is a little bit of a distance between a lot of these cars that are up in the front. So this is going to be very interesting to see if anybody's going to be getting a penalty for that. And that is a green flag, and that is a go. And a great jump there for Gabriel Alzachir, but an even better jump by the Porsche on the right side, driven by Juan Diaz, the number 21, going 3 wide here in the front. Tim Flake not giving up any room as well. Coming into the first turn, is there any major incidents? It doesn't look like there's an incident on the inside. A BMW going off. Oh, and a Ferrari turned around in the middle. A couple of cars going off the track there. However, mostly everyone is relatively safe. I don't see a red flag happening here. So out in the front now, that is David Humphreys now. Excuse me, Tim Flake now in the front, leading the pack. The number 910 Audi leading everyone now. Gabriel Alzachir not able to get the better jump, so now in P2. Regis Corcel in P3. Tim Flake now in P4. And we're also waiting for the tree to update a little bit, because even it got a little bit confused with some of the action that is happening here on the track. Juan Diaz unfortunately moving all the way down to P18. Juan Diaz was in contention for the front. We do see 2 wide, almost 3 wide going up there into the front part. Now one of the faster sections of the track, we're going to be seeing who's going to want it more. No penalties being handed out as of yet, so it may just have been racing and incidents happening between them. But Tim said making a move on the inside of Adam Westland. Adam Westland throwing out some elbows here, so let's see who wants it more. Side by side, Ferrari against Ferrari. Adam Westland versus Tim. I was about to say Regis, but that's not Regis. Regis is in the Ford Mustang in front of him. Tim Seb on the outside, Adam Westland on the inside. A little bit of a switchback. Who wants it more? Coming out of the second turn. Now coming into the little turns of 3 and 4. And Tim Seb not able to make that move stick. And Adam Westland taking that spot away from Tim Seb. More moves being made in the back as well. You can see a little bit of a side-by-side action there with the Ferrari and that Mustang. It was a Ferrari of Jonathan Forward. And I believe that's Jorans right behind him. Yeah, so they were going side-by-side coming into that fast section of Sunset Turn. However, the Mercedes ended up giving that spot to the Ferrari. I was about to say no major incidents. However, there is and it does look like 2 cars are off the track there. We do see a yellow flag there on the right side, or another yellow flag coming out as well. That's for the 240. So that's Matthew Duthie, unfortunately taking a yellow flag. So that might be an injury for him, as well as for the number 83 and the number 422. All 3 of those cars unfortunately given yellow flags, which means they were off the track and or injured. Roy Reiner making a move on the inside, making it stick. Pushing Drew a little bit to the outside, but Rubing is racing, and that is totally fine there in that section of the track. Now, along the start-finish straight, passing the kink, and coming into Crowthorne, excuse me. It's Crowthorne. Crowthorne? I'm terrible at pronouncing. I'm so sorry. But Roy Reiner now on the outside. We do see, I believe that was the Porsche of bonus Charles there, taking a little bit of a vacation on the outside. And a little bit of a squirrely entrance for the 969 McLaren. That's the McLaren of Lucas. Lucas taking a little bit of a squirrely entrance into the barbecue turn. Now into Sunset. Roy Reiner able to stick ahead. Moving on down, there's a nice little group here, a nice gaggle of cars fighting for position. Coming into Sunset now, we do see a little bit of a difference in, and a little bit of a squirrely entrance by Thomas there. Thomas was unfortunately losing the back end in the middle of a Sunset, and that made Emery in the Ferrari behind him had to slow and check up a little bit. And speaking of check up, that might have been a check up there for the 710 McLaren, just throwing, it looks like the 534 AMG of Miguel Cizeron just into the wall, and someone else being thrown off there, the number 296 Ferrari, just biting off way more than they can chew into that corner entrance and just pitting themselves there at the entrance. That's Luke Hop, right? That is turn, depends on how you see it, right? That's like turns 10 or 11 or something. We did see some damage there on the front end of that BMW. I believe that's the BMW of Terry Dunn. So that's going to be some front end damage for him there. Yeah, that's the damage of Terry, or the car of Terry Dunn, with a little bit of damage. But that damage is probably, it doesn't look like it's going to be keeping him away from Terry Newman. Or Torsten, excuse me, Torsten on the outside having to defend now. The BMW, even with a little bit of damage on the front, pretty nice straight line speed. Able to catch up to the Porsche there and able to make that overtake stick nice. Very nice stick there at the landing. Side-by-side action again going into Sunset. So going side-by-side through Sunset is possible. I've seen drivers do it, except here it does look like everyone is taking a little bit cautious. Discretion is the better part of valor, as some people do say. So they are just kindly and graciously giving up the space to the driver on the inside of Sunset. Technically, you don't have to. Well, more power to them if they do. Do you see penalty handed out? So penalties are going to start flying out to the drivers that do deserve it. Let's see if I can get you an actual list of penalties here. Right now we do have a drive-through given out to the number 322, and they were able to clear that out. And a nice gaggle of cars coming out of the exit now, coming into the start finish straight, passing the kink and coming into the first major turn, Croft 1. Side-by-side action coming into barbecue. Who wants it more? The Audi does give up the space there. So Dario able to take that spot away from Alnis. Looking towards the top of the tree, fastest time on track does still belong to Gabriel Ozichir, 143.630. That is the fastest time on track, and that goes to Gabriel. Tim Flagg in P1, not that far off, 143.667. However, Juan Diaz also not too far off from Drew Burakovsky in front of him. The Lamborghini in front of him is a different class, so technically they shouldn't be fighting. Both those cars in front of him are rookies. So both Lamborghinis in front of this nice blue and gold liveried Porsche are rookies here at Odyssey Racing League, so Juan shouldn't be forcing too much of a pass between these drivers. However, let's see what happens, because the other drivers do not have to give up position. Very nice side-by-side by Juan coming into the first turn. Very nice. Very nicely done. A little bit of damage to the front splitter and front bumper and even back bumper of the number 21 there. So it may have gotten into a little bit of a smush sandwich, as some drivers like to call it. Moving up, Mike Burkhoff in P7, right on the back bumper of Julian. Julian in the orange, and they say turquoise, but it looks more aquamarine to me, so I'm gonna say aquamarine. So the orange, white, and aquamarine Porsche. The Honda getting very nice top speed, and normally a relatively tricky car to figure out in terms of setup, especially in the wet. However, Mike pulling it off, the number 57 Honda in the top 10 and driving relatively smooth so far. Bonus Charles on the inside of Yuri. Who wants it more, Yuri or Bonus? Both cars side by side. Coming into Clubhouse Bend now in the S's. Excuse me. That's Mineshaft. Now into the Crocodiles. Crossing this little kink and into Cheetah now. And unfortunately, it did look like Bonus went a little bit too deep in that turn over there. However, able to take that spot. Yako in the 478 AMG on your screen. Paul Dickinson in the number 933 Ferrari in front of him, fighting for position. Both rookie drivers trying to make a name for themselves, as well as trying to get as high in the podium as they can. I believe this will be for P3 for the rookies, if not P4 for overall rookie standings. Dean Solomon smelling the exhaust fumes of the Audi in front of him. That's the Audi of Thomas. Thomas trying to make a defensive move, trying to take the defensive line, stays on the racing line. However, Dean Solomon on the inside tries to elect for a move. However, might have showed his hand a little bit too early going into Cheetah. So the Audi stays in front. However, Dean Solomon trying not to back out of this fight and trying to apply the pressure on this blue Audi, making them sweat. See if we can get some better angles for you racing fans. Another drive-through penalty handed out. That's to the number 80 car. Nice little train here, but as well, Paul Dickinson still having to defend for his life against that AMG who's right on his back bumper. Yako in that driving that AMG less than half a second behind the Ferrari. Coming into the final turn now, is Yako able to make anything happen? Or is Paul able to keep up that strong defense? I am being told now that there is a fight for the lead. Tim Flake trying to stay out in front. However, the Baller Squad Racing Ferrari driven by Gabriel Ozic here, not going down without a fight. Almost bumper to bumper coming out of the Crocodiles now and into Cheetahs. Is the Ferrari able to stick close to the Audi? It is. And is he able to make the the Go-Go Gadget Extendo arm work? He does. So coming out of the last turn now, is the Ferrari able to outdrag the Audi, or is the screaming V10 able to stay out in front? Now let's see what happens. Crossing the start-finish straight, now crossing the kink, coming into turn 1 now. Is the BSR Ferrari able to make a move? It doesn't look like it's going to be able to, and it's going to stay right behind that Audi. The Audi coming in and nice and clean coming into the first turn. Gabriel Ozic here still right behind Tim, making him defend for his life. So Kyalami is going to be a track where it's going to be very hard to pass. There's going to be lots of battles and lots of close racing. However, passing someone here cleanly is going to be a challenge. However, a challenge that I'm pretty sure a lot of these drivers are willing to accept. 15-second time penalty we do see given out as well to the number 959 Ferrari. The official pit window is now open, 15-minute pit window, so that means these drivers have to go take their mandatory pit stop. Fuel is required, tires are not. And in this kind of wet weather, on this track, I personally would not go for tires. It's only 5 seconds, I believe, for tires, right? However, those 5 seconds could probably make or break you here on this track, especially with very little room to actually pass someone in a racing situation. Speaking of racing situation, we do have more racing action coming to you live next week for round 4 of Odyssey Racing League, GT Americas and Europe, as we did see Yuri Howling make that pass on Bonus Charles. Number 15 Ferrari now in P13, Bonus moving down to P14. But speaking about some of those upcoming events, we do have a GT Americas League here at Odyssey Racing League. Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. We do have our GT Europe League, which is here on Sundays at 8 p.m. CEST. And we do also have a GT Americas After Hours League. This is called After Hours because this is at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so it'll be closer to midnight for the rest of the U.S. However, just because you say GT Americas or GT Europe does not mean you are region locked and you have to be inside of this region to participate. Anyone is allowed to participate. And speaking of next round, round 4 next week will be at the beautiful and sunny Mount Panorama in Bathurst. It'll be a 45-minute sprint race there as well. So after this round, round 3, next week, we'll be at round 4 for Mount Panorama, Bathurst. Racing fans as well, please don't be afraid to shout out your favorite driver and or your favorite team. We'd love to give them more screen time. "27 minutes left in round 3 here at Odyssey Racing League. Season 15, which means 11 minutes and 50 seconds left in the official pit window. Michael Hutchinson on the inside. Fighting against the number 955, Michael Hutchison in the white Ferrari on your screen. In the red Ferrari on your screen, that's Nikita, I believe. keep an eye on this battle as well as many others that are happening out on the track. Roy Reiner and Drew Burakovsky fighting for the lead of the rookies here. Both Lamborghinis screaming and yelling as they cross each other and crossing our cameras and our screens here. Coming in through Crocodile. Let's see who wants it more. Drew Burakovsky on the back, almost bumper to bumper coming here into Cheetah. Roy Reiner giving it his all to keep Drew on his back bumper. And it does look like, however, yes. So Roy Reiner electing to take their pit stop early, and that does push Drew to the lead here for the rookies. However, Roy Reiner, the first rookie to go into the pits. So I do expect to see a lot of other drivers follow suit and follow them straight into the pits. Getting a nice little shout out here for Luke Berthet for Perso Racing, number 710 McLaren. In P36 right now. Fastest time on track, 146.792. Not too much traffic in front, not too much traffic behind. Nice little cushion Luke has here. You get some nice, clean racing in. Now with drivers diving into the pits, electing to take their mandatory pit stops a little bit earlier than the rest of them, that's going to be shaking up the tree a little bit. So we're going to be seeing drivers on the left-hand side of our screen fall up and down that standings tree. Coming into that final turn, we can see it's a very, very deceptive turn there. Coming into the nice start-finish straight, crossing that checkered line there at the bottom, coming through the kink here, going down straight all the way down into that 100-meter board, and then braking really hard coming into this first turn here. After that, you're going through the Yuksei sweep and into the next turn known as barbecue. After that, we get a nice smaller straight coming into this turn, this fast right-hand turn known as Sunset. Probably one of the nicest turns here on this track, if not the game. Feels very nice to turn. It feels very relatively smooth. However, sometimes names are given not because it's an endearment, but because a name is given out of spite. And in this case, that corner is named Sunset out of spite, because if there is the sun out and you are trying to take that turn, you will be blinded by the sun and you will not be able to see for the next 6 years. NBD Sideways in the chat saying the lack of macas makes me sad. I'm very sorry to hear that, but I'm okay. I'm okay with it. There's maybe a bad personal take here, but there's a little too many mangas on the track sometimes. There's got to be more diversity. Unpopular opinion probably, but that's okay. Now, something that is interesting as well, the fastest time on track was taken away from Gabriel Ozachir. So Gabriel Ozachir did have the fastest time on track with a 143.637, but that is now being held by Julian Reef for El Zapfo Racing, the number 811 Porsche. Now with the fastest time on track, 143.527 for Julian here. Julian as well taking P2 in the last round, round 2 at Odyssey Racing League GT Americas. Excuse me, GT Europe. In the pro category, yes, excuse me. So taking P2 last round we'll see how it goes here for him with the fastest time. That does give you extra points here at Odyssey Racing League. So in the standings, that does give you 2 points for the fastest lap. Moving on over to another battle that's been brewing yet. Regis Corcel, Adam Westland coming out of Sunset, or coming into Sunset now. Which car wants it more, the Ford Mustang or the Ferrari? Both cars, electing to take... Regis may have tried to go for a little move there on the inside, but elected to, at the last second to not. May have been a smart move there because that might have been a wipeout. If they ended up touching there coming into that turn. Five minutes, 20 seconds left in the official pit window here. It looks like most of the drivers have finished their pit stops. I only count 4 drivers, not including the ones that are in the pits. So 4 drivers as of right now have not completed their official pit stop. There are 4 right now in the pits, 2 leaving as I say that. Oh no, we do have another car, the number 296. Also needs to pit, as well as the number 80. Oh, what's going on, camera dude? Juan Diaz, the number 21 Porsche on the back, or on the side bumper of the number 25 Porsche of Bonus. Bonus trying to defend, coming out of Crocodiles and into Cheetah now. Can he make the other Porsche think twice before making a move? And it may have looked like Juan might have gotten a little bit of a better exit. However, at the end of the exit, may have been squirreled out there. However, Juan Diaz getting a nice little draft from Bonus in front of him. Who's going to be taking the defensive line and who wants to take that position more? The number 26 Porsche elects to take the inside line. The 21 makes the 21 go around the outside and ends up sticking with the position. Bonus in the light blue Porsche. Maybe going a little bit too wide here now. So that gives the number 21 Porsche a very, very nice run coming into Sunset. Is he able to make it stick? And he is. So that is Juan Diaz moving up a spot. Taking it away from Bonus. Still fights happening as well behind them. Dario Villanello on the back bumper of James Seal. James Seal still trying to catch up to Bonus, who is fighting Juan. This is going to be a nice 4-way, even 5-way battle here, because we do have Sarkany right behind them. And a nice little switchback there by the number 67 Ferrari. Getting on the inside there. That's the Ferrari of Dario. Got a little bit of a bumper bump there between Dario and James. However, both cars now coming into the fast section of the mine shaft. Let's see who wants it more. Coming into Crocodiles. Dario on the outside. The number 551 elects to give it up. So that's James Seal having to give up the position. A bit of a door bump there from Sarkany as well. Interesting move by both drivers, because all 3 of them are actually technically not fighting each other. All 3 of them in different classes. So really no need to fight. However, sometimes it's just in the spirit of racing. You just gotta race. Right now, 2 minutes, 5 seconds left in the pit window. Drew Berkovsky, the number 63 Lamborghini, in the lead right now. Still, however, has not elected to take their pit stop yet. The number 63, it does actually look like they're going into the pits now, maybe? They're not. They are crossing the finish line, and they're going to have to take their pit stop right now after this, because if not, they're going to be taking a penalty. And they're going to be cutting it very close as well. The number 63 Lamborghini here. Barry Dunn in the number 837 Ferrari, defending against Nikita. Nikita for Scuderia for Ferrari, the 959 Ferrari, right behind him on the back bumper. Go Gadget Extendo Arm, says Nikita. trying to stay on the back bumper of the number 23 of the number 837, and he does. Barry Dunn makes a little bit of a mistake there in the S's, and that gives Nikita enough space and room, or enough space and speed to get past Barry Dunn there. The number 837 falling down a spot. Nikita moving up to P23. And that is 50 seconds left in our official pit window. So Drew Burakovsky, the number 63, does have to make it inside of the pit lane before that timer ends. They have 40 seconds and they are coming through Mineshaft right now. So they're going to be cutting it very close. Still on board with Nikita. However, we are searching, actually moving over to Robert Logan, making a move around the outside against Torsten. Torsten just letting that happen. The 998 Porsche allowing the Honda just to go around the outside. However, maybe trying to make a move here on the Mineshaft or at the Crocodile turn to see if they're able to make it stick. So it does look like the number 63 made it inside of the pit window. And hopefully they were inside of the actual lane before the timer runs out. If memory serves me correctly. Oh, and that is a stop-go penalty for the number 240. That is super detrimental to your race. However, going back to the pit lane, so the pit timer, the way it works is as long as you are within the pit lane, so you see the little sign that says pit limiter, and you have to turn on your pit limiter. As long as you are within the lane before that timer runs out, you are good to go. It will allow you to complete an official pit stop. If you are like entering the lane and the timer goes off and then you cross the pit limiter line, it will not accept your pit stop. And you will be given a huge penalty for that. Dario and Bonus fighting for position here. A little bit of a squirrely entrance there for Dario coming into Sunset. However, right after Clubhouse Bend and into the S's now, both cars are gonna have to do their very best to stay on track. And speaking of staying on track, I may have spoken way too loud. And I believe that is the Porsche of Juan Diaz. No, that's not Juan Diaz. That's Victoras. Excuse me. Juan Diaz is in front of Victoras. But Juan Diaz on the back bumper of Dean Solomon. We did see a little bit of that fight in the background of our screen there. However, right on the foreground and in front of us now happening, Dario Vianello trying to make a move on Bonus. Charles Bonus giving a little bit of space to Victoras there in the other Porsche. However, coming through Cheetah is now coming back up to pace to make sure that Dario does not get past him here. 12 minutes, 10 seconds left in the official race time here for Odyssey Racing League Season 15, Round 3 of GT Europe. Couple more penalties being handed out now. 10 seconds being handed out to the 959. Couple of drivers being handed out drive-throughs today for unsafe rejoins. Remember, drivers and racing fans, you must rejoin the track safely. It is up to you as the person rejoining the track to rejoin safely. Juan Diaz still on the back bumper of Dean Solomon here. Great battle happening between both drivers. Not giving each other an inch. Fighting for every inch they can. Juan Diaz almost looked like he was wheel to wheel there. And if he was, should have been granted space by Dean Solomon. However, we will let the stewards decide what happens there. Moving on over, Nikita in the number 959 Ferrari. More battles happening as well. Some other drivers lining up almost 2x2, 3x3 coming into the last turn there. Bumping elbows, trying to get as much track position as they can. Fighting for everything. They've got 8 minutes, 26 seconds left, and we're almost going 2 wide. Maybe we might even see 3 wide here coming into the first turn. That is, I'm going to count that as 3 wide. Yep, that black and red Ferrari coming through the middle, not allowing the AMG on his left side to pass them up. That is the 551 Ferrari. That's the Ferrari of James Seal, not allowing Sarkany or Victoras to catch up and do any amount of damage there. Speaking of Victoras, unfortunately going off the turn there. That is, I believe, what is that called? Excuse me, that's the Juksei sweep. Jukske. I'm so sorry with my pronunciation. However, that does move Jorans up a little bit. P18 for Jorans for DRS Academy. The number 728 rookie fighting James Seal for the podium, for a podium spot in the rookie category there. Little bit of a slip through the S's, unfortunately for Jorans. And that's going to be creating some distance between him and James. fans. We're looking into the audio issue. Five minutes, 26 seconds left in our official round 3 race here for season 15. GT Europe. Gabriel Ozacheer in the lead. Not too far behind him though. Tim Flake still fighting for position. Adam Westland in P3 right behind them. You can actually see them on your screen there as well. And Regis Courcelle not too far off behind his back bumper, still fighting to get into the podium as well. And I think this is going to be a fight to the bitter end. Okay, hopefully that has fixed the audio issues on your end as well, race fans, because that 100% fixed it on mine. 4 minutes, 15 seconds left in our official race. Nikita on the back bumper of that Audi. Is he able to make it happen? Coming into Sunset, exiting Sunset now. Nikita with a 10-second time penalty is going to be trying to make up as much time as they can, especially with that damage on the front end as well, which is going to be affecting their top speed. That is Thomas in the blue Audi in front of them, who is a different class, as well as Victoras right behind Nikita. So Victoras in the 303 Ferrari, excuse me, Porsche, in the green and yellow Porsche right there in the back. A rookie driver, so none of these 3 drivers should technically be fighting each other for position. However, up here at the top of the standings, I do expect to see lots of fighting until the very bitter end. Yuri Howling on the back bumper of Andy Purcell. Andy Purcell in the all-white Ferrari. That's the 422 Ferrari to be exact. Being chased down by Yuri. Yuri in the number 15 Ferrari. Elects to make a move on the inside. Does he? He doesn't. Oh, and that's a big hit from the Ferrari behind him. That was, I believe, the Ferrari of Emery Sunmez. So unfortunately, what it looked like was Yuri was going to be making a move on the inside of Andy. Elects to, at the last second, not make that move. And it looked like Emery just didn't expect him to rejoin the racing line, because he just, oh my goodness, just hits him super hard from behind in the braking zone. And that is not going to be a happy camper. I wouldn't be a happy camper at all if that happened for any one of those drivers. I'm going to let the stewards 100% decide who's at fault for that, because at my angle, I have no clue. And speaking of angle, unfortunately, Roy Reiner taking a weird angle coming out of the exit of that turn. And that's going to be, well, actually, Roy Reiner in a pretty comfortable spot there. P2 for the rookies. P12 overall. Drew Barakovsky in a commanding lead for the rookies. Burakovsky winning P2 or second place for round 1 for GT Europe, and was not on the podium last week. So it does look like Drew is going to be taking his maiden victory or his maiden win here at Odyssey Racing League Season 15 GT Europe. And with that little sign on the bottom right, that does say that our leader is on the final lap. So that is the white flag, and that is our leader on the final lap with 27 seconds to go. Michael Hutchinson makes a move, not able to make it stick, unfortunately. We are keeping an eye on the leader, waiting for them to cross the finish line, but it does look like it's going to be a straight-up battle across the finish line. Gabriel Ozichir trying to stay ahead of Tim Flake. Tim on the back bumper, everyone giving them space and letting them cross now. Coming into Mineshaft, we're going to see if the Audi of Tim can do anything here in these last couple of turns. However, Gabriel Ozichir flying by the crocodile turn. Now coming out of the exit into Cheetah. And that is going to be what, bar any mistakes crossing these last couple of turns, that's going to be the number 78 Ferrari, the Baller Squad Racing Ferrari. Gabriel Ozichir winning round 3 here at Odyssey Racing League GT Europe, followed not too far off by Tim Flake, who was just right behind them by a second. So that's Tim Flake winning, or taking second place here, P2 for the pros. Adam Westland crossing the finish line, the number 65 Ferrari for Baller Squad Racing, in P3 for the pros there. Congratulations to Adam. Mike Burkhoff crossing the finish line for the silver drivers. So that is the P1 for the AM drivers, the number 57 Honda, Mike Burkhoff in P1 for the AMs, P6 overall. Lucas Kupka in P2 for the amateur drivers, the silver drivers, P7 overall for Lucas, so congratulations to Lucas. Drew Burakovsky crossing the finish line in P1 for the rookies, so that is a victory and a checkered flag for Drew. Congratulations to the number 63 Lamborghini winning it for the rookies there. In P2 for the rookies, Roy Reiner crossing the finish line, the number 111 takes the second podium spot for the rookies. And in P3 for the silver drivers, we do have the number 128, the BMW driven by Kevin Drapsch in P3. So that is the rounds off your podium for the AMs and the pros. And for the rookies, I believe that is James Seal. James Seal crossing the finish line for DSDF Racing, the number 551 Ferrari in P3 for the rookies, P15 overall. Congratulations, James. Crossing the finish line, P16, the number 800 Audi in Alnis. P19 Yorins, P20 Barry, P21 Yako, P22 Nikita, P23 Thomas, P24 Victoras, P25 Andy Purcell, P26 Robert Logan, P27 Torsten, P28 Paul Dickinson, P29 Martin Baca, P30 Jonathan Forward, and P31 Luke Berthet. We do have one driver out on the track still. That is the car of Dean Solomon. If I can find him here on my tree. Where is he? There he is. That is the number 59 Porsche. Crossing over the line into the pits, letting us know that this race is officially over. Congratulations to the winners. We're going to go to a quick intermission and we'll be right back.
You just like disconnect from the scene, just the race
Like, and it's a race that I've created in my head, you know? But you have to step away from it.
There's a universe inside you. So won't you
Hello, racing fans. Thank you so much for joining me here for Season 15, Round 3 of Odyssey Racing League GT Europe at Kyalami. Next week, we will have Watkins Glen. Excuse me, not Watkins Glen. That was last week. Next week is Mount Panorama. Bathurst. Why am I getting my names confused? Bathurst, Mount Panorama for Round 4. Again, congratulations to the winners of Round 3 of Odyssey Racing League GT Europe Season 15. For the pros, that's Gabriel Ozichir in P1, Tim Flagg in P2, and Regis Corcel in P3 for the pros. For the silver drivers, our amateur drivers, that's Mike Burkhoff, Lucas Kupka, and Kevin Drabsch. Rounding off your podium there for the silver drivers. And last but not least, your rookie winners, Drew Berkovsky, the number 63 Lamborghini, Roy Reiner, the other Lamborghini in P2, and in P3, Jorns Salvikas. And that rounds off your podium for the amateur driver, or the rookie drivers. So congratulations to all 3 sets of podium winners there. Congratulations so much to you all. And if you would also like to maybe be on that podium, or maybe even just would like to see who wins next round, keep it locked here at Odyssey Racing League YouTube. You can find us at youtube.com/Odyssey Racing League. You can also find us on Discord, discord.gg/Odyssey Racing League, and you can keep up to date with all of our information and all of our upcoming races and events. My name is Christian Julian. I also go by Koju here, and on behalf of Odyssey Racing League, thank you so much for joining us for this exciting Round 3 of Odyssey Racing League GT Europe Season 15. Take care.
There's a universe inside you. Why are you pushing it away? Leave behind your own deception and learn to live another day. There's a universe inside you, your galaxy of happiness. I just wanna help you find it. We'll explore in baby steps. There's a universe inside you. You've gotta give it room to breathe. So let the universe excite you, 'cause that's the way it's meant to be.